I'll sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. This Eagles talk high, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's peep the squad. Big Pat shelling, Dante the dark child. Drop the stats on him, drop the facts on him. Spur game, baby, let's get it on.
Hey fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to another edition of Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Yo, we are just days away from the NFL. Well, no, actually, the NFL season is about to kick off tonight, but I'm saying we're just days away from the Eagles season about to kick off. And it's like, and we talk about it in the past, and I know you guys feel it also. It's like Christmas Eve around here. It's like Christmas Eve. We've been waiting. We didn't know what football was going to look like. We didn't even know if football was going to come back in the midst of a pandemic, but we've seen all the other major sports return to play, and it's not been bad, not when you're starving for sports. So I know any type of football that we get tonight and on Sunday is going to be well welcome. So we got a couple things to talk about. First of all, let me get down to business here. Congratulations to my co-host, Patrick Sandlin. He got married last Thursday, a week ago from today, and it was a beautiful ceremony. Yeah. Beautiful ceremony. So now we are all married now. We have a full host. All of us are married now. So nobody, you don't get off in ease now. You got to be home just like we got to be home. So, but no, congratulations. It was a beautiful ceremony. Your bride was beautiful. You were very dapper. It was a nice event, especially when you had to pivot from what you wanted to do prior to the pandemic. So I commend your planners and everybody that was in charge of putting that together. That was a nice pivot. It turned out to be a very nice celebration and ceremony. So I give you guys kudos for that.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I got a new ring now.
Yeah, he got a new ring. All right, look, hey, we got a couple things to talk about. I know we're going to get into, and I know Pat is that kind of guy. He is very optimistic, and he likes to use his platform to rally the fans together and get behind and be positive. But before we get into that, we're going to talk the whole second half. I swear to God, it's just dedicated to a preview of the Washington Redskins. But I have to jump in the first half and talk about the latest news surrounding the Eagles, and it's not going to sound it's not going to be all kumbaya, because there's been a lot talking about. And first of all, we got Jason Peters, who's moving back to left tackle. We always thought that he was going to go back to left tackle, but in the circumstances in which it happened, I got a lot to say about that. Then we got to talk about the article that Jeff Mclane wrote, which he rehashed the event of the Eagles letting go their offensive coordinator last year and their quarterbacks coach last year. Now, we know what happened, but he brought up an article that was more in-depth and gave us a little more insight into how that happened. And that leaves a little bad taste in my mouth about what's going on behind closed doors in the Eagles organization. And then we have Zach Ertz, who comes out today, and he is not very happy about his contract situation. And he even uttered the words that he's going to play this year like it's his last for the Eagles. So we got these three things to talk about. We're going to talk about those things in the first half. And then I promise after halftime, when we get to the third quarter, it's going to be kumbaya. We're going to talk about the upcoming season. And while you guys are out there, think about it now, because now that we've had a full preseason, which included no preseason games, we've had a full preseason, we had a full training camp, we made the cuts, we have the final 53 and the 16-man practice squad. Now with the injuries and all that, now I want to revisit what you guys think the ending season record will be. Okay, so we're going to get into that in the second half too. So without further ado, let me let you know that you are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook, and we're trying to build our followership on YouTube and Periscope too. So if you are watching us on those platforms, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, especially if you're on YouTube. Go down and hit that little thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up and hit us a subscribe button and become a regular part of this show. Before I go any further, too, we are going to be appearing where? We're going back to the Green Stinger on Sunday. Yeah, the Green Stinger on Sunday. That's right. We're returning to the scene of the crime. It's always a crime for us because we beat the crap out of the Washington Redskins every time we go there. So anyway, this will be our 3rd year there and opening up the season there, and we will be there. That's the Green Stinger in Smyrna, Delaware. Look it up. If you are close by, if you're in the neighborhood, come by and check us out as we do the show live. If you've been at any of our live appearances, you know that we just don't sit there and talk. We're very inclusive with the crowd and everything. It's an interactive show. So and you see what we do on the show. We like to enjoy our favorite adult beverage while we talk about our favorite football team. We do that immensely when we're at the Green Stinger. So you want to be there. You want to be there.
I love the use of vocabulary words.
Yes, we do that.
We get tore up. In layman's terms.
So you want to be in the house.
We get hammered.
As we get hammered and celebrate our Philadelphia Eagles. And remember, the last time we played the Washington Redskins on opening day down in Washington and beat them, we won the Super Bowl. So, we like to start off our season like that. So we never know. You never know. It might happen again. So please, if you are in the area of Smyrna, Delaware, stop by the Green Stinger. Come watch the game with us. There'll be drink specials. There'll be food specials. We like to do, and as customary with the opening kickoff, we like to do a shot after every touchdown that the Eagles score. So yeah. So last year was kind of it was kind of dope. We enjoyed ourselves. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
all right. Okay.
Let's start this quarter, Don.
Yeah, let's start this quarter.
You're now listening to the first quarter.
And if you are listening to the first quarter, you know that we like to talk about our favorite football team, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. This week, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're all both of us are doing tequila. They're doing the 1800 tequila, and I'm doing the Patron. Oh, and as I pour this, you notice something here. You see what color I got on, right?
You got on green.
I got on green, and that's something that we can't do. We can't, especially this green. Now, this I wore this on purpose because we cannot do that. When you see my background here, it's a green screen, so we never been able to wear our colors, our true colors, our football colors, and stuff like that because it doesn't go well with the green screen.
It makes you look invisible.
Yeah, it makes you look invisible. So I changed it up and I got a blue screen. I said, we're the Eagles talk show and we can't wear our colors because we use the green screen. This makes no sense. Let me get a blue screen so we can exhibit our colors on air here. So I have a blue screen and you are looking at, and I got the Kelly green too. This is the same color as the green screen. So, this is indicative of what we're doing now. So the blue screen allows me to wear my Eagles colors now and don't have to worry about being invisible and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's take this first shot and get this first quarter started.
Before we go with the first quarter, I know we started the first quarter. Don't worry, we about to do the shots. But somebody likes their drink chilled. So if you see me over here mixing ice, you always got to be extra. You can't never do nothing behind the scenes. I love my brother. I love you. He asked me to do something behind the scenes. I just do it behind the scenes. But then you talk about it in front of the camera. No, I talk about it in front of the family.
All right, this is the Sandler boys. All right, so everybody, raise your glass. Let me know what you're drinking in the chat room. And down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, I got to go to the room now, see who was first today. And the first person in the room was John D. Patisse. Let me get you up there, John, for a second. Let me hold on. John Patisse is the first one in the room. He says South Carolina.
Okay.
Diane Brody was second. She says, "Hello, guys. Hey, Diane. Thanks for tuning in." JT's in the house. What's good, brother? What's good, JT? JT, I see that you said you're coming through. You know what it is. JT's been there before.
Yes, sir.
JT is probably hands down our biggest fan, and I mean that physically. JT is definitely our biggest fan.
I love JT.
JT, that's all in love. But JT is definitely our biggest fan. You got to come down. You can't miss JT when he walks in the building. He is the building. He walks. He's just. Oh, I don't even have the words to describe. But he's a really good brother and a big follower of the show. And we love and appreciate you, JT. Definitely. So we're looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. As I see that you said you're coming down. James Wall said, "What's good, family?" He also has another comment, but let me get some other people. Daphne Nicole's in the house. She says, "Hey, fan, football is back." Yes, football is back. Drexel Davis is joining us.
Where's my sandwich?
That's a new name there. Drexel, welcome to Eagles Talk. Geraldo. What's good, fam? What's good, Geraldo? Richard Boo. It's Richard Boo. Should a grown man be calling another grown man Richard Boo? All right, but anyway. All right.
We had one shot. It's going down early.
All right. Okay. So let's get right into it. All right. So first thing, what did I say? I said Doug Pederson and Jason. Oh, let's just start with Jason Peters here. Jason Peters. We brought Jason Peters back. He's our future Hall of Fame left tackle. We brought him back to play right guard. Our right guard, our left tackle, went down Andre Dillard, and everybody just assumed Jason Peters would go back over to the left tackle position, but he said, "No, I'm not going over unless I get a raise." At least that's the perception I got. He said, "I'll go over there, but I want to be paid like a left tackle." I don't know what posturing was going on inside the building, but it looked like the Eagles were like, "Well, no, we have enough left tackles. You're not going to stick us up like that and just, demand more money just to go over there and play a position. We're going to try some guys out." That didn't work. So this week, Doug Pederson announced, and this is kind of sloppy, right? So Doug Pederson announced, Jason Peterson's came into my office and said he's going to make the switch over to left tackle. I don't know. I never played football. I played basketball. You know what I mean? But you guys have to let me know. Well, when are you allowed to go to your coach and tell him where you're going to play?
When you're one of the best players on the team, you can tell him.
When do you win? I'm all right. Let's take a step back.
I just gave you an example.
All right, but when you're the best player, can you go tell your coach what you're not playing?
In the NFL? Absolutely.
I'm saying no, I'm not saying this. I'm talking about if you are, let's use your positions where you are now. You were a cornerback. Shell was a linebacker. Your best position was cornerback. Your best position was linebacker.
Yes.
And you were playing, let's say you were playing safety, but your best position is cornerback.
Well, that happened to me. That happened to him in the championship game.
All right, and we need you. And our cornerback goes back, and that's your best position. Do you have a choice to tell the court do you have an option to tell the coach you're not going to go back to the position that you play the best?
Well,
Coach, I'm not going back there unless you give me more money.
In my circumstance, it was a little bit different.
Well, we know that. We understand that.
It was a little bit
different. But Shell, even at linebacker, if you're playing, you play both ways.
I was playing arena ball, getting a check. So
all right,
in the middle of the season, they told me, Shell, we need you to go to fullback. And I'm like, why? And it's like, well, our other fullback is injured, and you're the only person that we know is physical enough to play fullback. So I'm like, so how are we going to do this? He's like, well, you play linebacker as much as you can in the first quarter, and then you play offense until the
my point being, if your best position is, we have a need at the position you play the best.
Yeah.
Do you have an option? Do you have an option to say, no, I'm not going to do that?
Our views are much different. Of course, we're not sitting here saying we're a Hall of Fame player, NFL players right now, and our views are so much different from actually being on that football field in the NFL and give you a view from that
perspective, saying from a perspective of a Hall of Famer. Like let's take it back if you want to. Let's look Anthony Munez, or matter of fact, let's do another left tackle. Let's do Trey Thomas. If Trey Thomas was asked to move down,
Let's go back further than that. Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott was
Ronnie.
No.
Offensive line.
You're getting off topic.
I'm talking about offensive line.
I'm talking about switching to a position for the team.
I'm talking about Hall of Fame tackles. All right. Jason Peters said he would come back and play guard for us. He didn't want to go back out there because he thought he lost a step. And we all looked at it and we thought he did lose a step. And with that being said, he made that switch because he thought it was necessary for him to go inside so he can be better inside than outside. He graded out okay. He graded out what? Pro Football Focus number 8 tackle in the NFL.
No. I'm not letting him off the hook. I'm sorry. I'm not letting this guy off the hook. And I love JP. Don't get me wrong. I got a call to
for you, Dante. I
got a great scenario. We knew who they were, and we let them off the hook.
Wait a minute. I got a great scenario for you, Dante. So you're at your job, right? You're doing your job. You see another position that you used to do, or another position that they want you to do. Now that position,
they want you to go back back in the field.
That position is normally, if you go to that position, is normally a $10,000 increase. But they ask you to go there for no increase. Would you still do it?
I don't know if you have the. What I'm saying is, how could I not?
How can you not?
How can I not? I mean, I don't have that say. My boss is like, yo, you go do this job.
They ask you. They give you this. They give you the option. They give you the option to go say, look, Dante, this is your option right now.
There is no option. There is no option. I'm the coach. I got a gaping hole over here, and you play that position over here. It's open shut. You go and you play this position over here.
We all want more money. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I would never side with an organization. I would never side with the players. I will always side with the players, giving them more money.
All right.
When it comes to football, because you gotta understand something about football players. Right? Money is not guaranteed. Their money is not guaranteed.
The only
thing
that's
guaranteed is
where
the signing bonus. And a lot of times, you know about that signing bonus can be restricted. Or
he had guarantee. He got guaranteed money. He got guaranteed money. All right, so let's play it out now. Now, first of all, he didn't go back. He comes out. He says he's not. He want money. You want me to play over there? You guys give me money.
Hey, give him money. All right, give him money. Listen, we're not going to see no Matt Pryor over there. He's a turnstile. We got Chase Young coming in. All right, we got that defensive line coming in. Come on now.
Okay, so now he holds them hostage. I need more money to go over there. Yo, this was not a good look here. All right, so he comes in. Doug Pederson probably looked the worst. He looks like, and this next story is not going to help him out. But he looks like he has no control over the team at all. You can't get your left tackle to go play left tackle. I thought the coach was in charge. That's what I thought. You think you imagine Bill Belichick having that situation?
You got two different aspects. You got an A personality.
You imagine Bill Parcells having that situation? You imagine Mike Tomlin going through that?
Nope. Like I said,
not at all.
You got two different aspects, two different coaches.
Yo, I'm the coach. I cut and I'm controlling all. I cut and all this. I need you to go to left tackle. That's your position today.
It's a different culture there.
It's a different culture.
It's a different culture. It's a different precedent set in New England. We all know in New England, you don't act out in New England.
You think Sean Payton going for that?
Yeah. Behind closed doors, yeah.
Sean Payton.
That stuff is not getting out in the media.
Sean Payton isn't as tough.
All right, let's end this quarter, man. Let's end this quarter. Y'all talking just foolishness. Y'all talking foolishness. All right, so he not only Doug Pederson. Dougie P comes out and says Doug P, because I'm so upset that this happened, right? But Doug Pederson comes out Monday and says, oh, well, Jason Peters came into my office today and said, he's going to go over there and play left tackle. Really? Really? Okay, wow, really? So he let you know what he's going to do? Okay, all right, good. All right. Then they announced today or yesterday that they gave him the raise. He basically just did what the hell he wanted to do. Who's running the asylum here?
All right,
Like,
let's put it this way. Doug Pederson, he just wants to run. He just wants to focus on coaching. He already said he doesn't want nothing to do with personnel.
Yeah, with personnel and finance. He said that.
Nothing
part
to do
of coaching is I have a gaping hole over here. It's almost like Miles Sanders out. Guess what? Boston Scott, you're going to be taking his spot. Now, can you imagine Boston Scott saying, no, I ain't going over there. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine? I'm not going over there unless you give me. I'm not starting unless you give me more money.
You didn't say a Hall of Fame player. You said Boston Scott.
I'm just saying.
I'm out of here.
Take the Hall of Fame out of here.
Yeah,
Let's just say you're the next man up.
He was working at Wawa 2 weeks ago.
No, what I'm saying is you're the best person for this position, and we have a hole at this position, and you're telling me you're not going to go play there unless you get more money?
Don, I'm telling you, man.
I'm not going to play there. This is where you played. This is where you made your Hall of Fame career at.
You got to understand in the aspect of some teams, when some players are that dominant, you know who they are. They dictate what they're going to do. They dictate how they're going to play. Like it's not the way it's supposed to be. But
you know what? Let's do this, man. Let's go into the shot, y'all. We over here. Let's just go into the shot.
No, because I'm upset about that. I'm gonna let it go, man.
I know you're upset, but you know what? The bodyguard is back. He's protecting the blind side,
and he better protect that mother. He better protect.
He's going to do his job.
He's gonna have an all pro year. Watch.
Yeah,
30 years.
Yeah, he better have an all pro year. All right, so look. All right, you are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. My man had a good comment. I put it up on the screen. We're going to get to that in the second quarter here. But we like to talk about our favorite football team, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage. And today I am partaking in the Patron, and my co-hosts over there are drinking the 1800 tequila. The 1800 tequila. So we are all drinking tequila today. Let me know what you're drinking out there. So let's pour this shot, and everybody, let me know what you're drinking out there. Let's go down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, don't chill mine again. I'm good. Oh. This is the third quarter, second quarter? Second quarter.
Second quarter. Oh, my God. We're only on 2 shots. All right. So, also in the news today, we talked Jeff Mclane revisited a story that happened after last season.
Yeah.
And now, I'm already upset, Doug, that you don't have enough authority that you can just tell the guy that, you don't play guard anymore. You're not playing right guard. You're playing left tackle now. You can't do that. Okay. Now you guys are telling me you can't do that because he is a Hall of Famer. You can't tell a Hall of Famer and you're the coach where a Hall of Famer is supposed to play. So basically, in essence, you're telling me you can't tell your players where they're supposed to play when you're the coach. You can't do that. All right. So I got to swallow that. So we live in a new time where the coach can't tell players where they play. The players tell them where they play. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I got it. I understand. Okay.
Listen, I wanted to play running back. I wanted to play running back. My coach put me a left tackle when I was in the
right. And but you should have told him I'm not playing there. That's what you should have told him.
I did at first. All right, but he said you're the tallest kid here, so we need you outside.
All right, start the second quarter.
I thought I did, but I didn't.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, so not only can he not tell the players where to go, he can't even keep the coaches that he wants to keep. Jeff Mclane reported, and we all knew this last year, it was very sloppy. He looked just as bad as he did this week trying to explain that Jason Peters just let him know that he will play left tackle. So he came out one day at the end of last season, said, my offensive coordinator, Mike Groh, and my wide receivers coach will be back. They will be back, guaranteed. And then the next day, they told him, no, they will not be back.
No, they would
so
not.
His bosses told him, no, they have to go. Come on, man. I mean, is Doug Pederson the coach or is he a figurehead? What is he? I mean, everybody's working all over him, man.
Well, listen.
And I love Dougie P, man, but
we should have hired Deuce.
No, you remember in 16, right? You remember at the end of the season in 2016, right? and they declined to have him do the end of the year coach speak. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
All right.
Right.
Doug Pederson is straight up a coach. He's not a guy that's going to give you the charisma behind the mic. He's not going to give you the right answers all the time.
Yeah,
he's not that guy.
He's X-nose.
First and foremost, you coming from two coaches that were media darlings. I mean, come on, Andy Reid. Yeah. Then you come from Chick Kelly. Well, the X and O's, So you gotta understand that Doug Pederson is all about football. He's not about the coaches who's
He's all about no backbone. He has no
even
backbone.
Though he was upset.
Dougie P is my man, but where's his freaking backbone? Come on.
Well, he doesn't make those big decisions.
Yeah,
when your owner tells you, Doug Pederson, we're not keeping those guys. What are you going to say? You going to say no? Because you know what's going to happen next, right?
You're going to be looking for a job.
Right. But no, I just want.
There's no reason for all of us to be sitting down.
No.
I just want Street at the bus station.
You gotta. No.
You sit down there. I want to sit down there with you.
You do got to stand up for yourself once in a while. But I mean, let's be real. Doug Pederson is not that type. He's not
an A personality. He's a B personality.
Come on, man.
You can tell.
Jason Peters just used his Hall of Fame leverage against y'all. And not going over there. Now you tell me.
I just explained to you what it is.
Don't talk over. Okay, I know you're drunk. Don't talk over. All right.
All right. So, screen on you. He went through what Doug Pederson should have did.
Yeah, I did a Doug Pederson should have did. Like, all right, don't do that. That's what we're not going to be doing. I'll tell your ass to go play left tackle. So you go play left tackle.
I'm not playing left tackle.
All right, no. All right. So no, I'm saying.
Oh man.
Your Hall of Fame left tackle just used his leverage. You could not use your leverage of just winning a Super Bowl for this franchise, first one in history. I mean, if you were that, come on, man. You don't have to be an alpha male to say, look, I'll leave. And if they're not threatened by that, then what are you really doing? No, they don't have any respect for you.
I understand what you're saying. I do, Dark Knight. I do understand what you're saying. But he is starting a dynasty here with the Philadelphia Eagles. Over the past few years that he's been here, he has over 40-something wins, including the playoffs. He has had
dynasty.
Super Bowl. He's the only Super Bowl winning head coach here.
Playoffs, dynasty. Well, I'm sorry. What was our record last year? What was our record last year? I'm sorry, I missed something.
We made the playoffs.
We made the playoffs.
We won a division.
9-7.
Then we went.
What was our record the year before that?
NFC.
No, but I'm just saying, what was our record the year before that?
About the same, I think it was
9-7.
Yeah.
All right. So when you start uttering the word dynasty, everything
starts with one. We got one. We got the first one out the way.
All right, I want to go back to a comment. I want to go to this comment. Comment by Diane Brody. She said, "I feel that Doug just don't want to deal with the drama." I actually understand that.
That's what I said.
He doesn't want to deal with the drama. He just want to coach football.
He's a B personality.
He has 40-something wins over the last 4 years. He wants to continue that regardless of the personnel because he's calling the players in offense. Jim Schwartz is doing his thing. This is it. Matter of fact, any given Sunday, go back to any given Sunday. The defense do what they do. The offense do what they do. And Doug Pederson
didn't he get his whole Hummer cut in half because of that?
We're not talking about quarterbacks right now.
I'm just asking. I just want to ask a question.
All right. So that's the second one.
Hold on.
I'm not. Doug has a lot to prove to me, and don't get me wrong. I love Doug Pederson. I like Doug Pederson. I like him for this team, but I think that they need to. I think the organization needs to show him more respect. I really do.
They do.
I really do. I really do. I don't think that they could have handled the Jason Peters situation a lot better. And I know I'm going a little bit back because it's old news, but that was sloppily done with the releasing of his offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. I thought they left him out to dry on that. I like Doug Pederson. I'm not coming up against him because I don't like him. I'm mad because they're not respecting him. They're not respecting him. They're not giving him the respect that he's due, being the only Super Bowl winning coach in our franchise's history.
I say
you
this,
need to treat him better than what you're treating him now.
You gotta you gotta demand it though. He's not utilizing his leverage as an individual. Now I'm just talking about personally. He's not utilizing his leverage as a person to be like, look, I brought y'all the only trophy y'all got in the modern era. Y'all need to. This is what I want.
Y'all need to respect my authority, like Cartman said off South Park.
Yeah,
respect my authority.
He that's something that he has to do. But I've been uttering for a long time. He's not an A personality. He's a B personality. He's an X and O's guy. You know what I mean? Prior to any of his NFL coaching experience, he was a high school coach. He has less coaching experience.
Well, he was offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs with Andy Reid.
He didn't call one play, Patrick Sandler.
But you know what? Some of the best coaches have been backup quarterbacks. Do you know? Hold on, I want to give you.
We're talking about coaching experience. I'm not talking about his playing experience.
He was.
How you bring up playing experience?
All right. Let me go to some comments out here. Our fourth co-host there having a lot of dialogue in the room. And Nichelle Nicole. So Howie, Laurie override and undermine him. Do we not hold them accountable? Exactly, Nichelle. That's what I'm getting at. These guys are not respecting him. They're actually making and don't get me wrong. I mean, Howie's the GM. Personnel guy, so I assume that he does have control over the player personnel part of it. But how do you tell a coach who he should fire? Now, I agree with Richard. Richard says if you can't hire your own coaching staff, I mean, come on, man, come on. You got to respect me as a coach. If you ask me to come in and lead this team, and then you're not going to allow me to put on my staff who I think is best suited to be on my staff. Come on, and I just won a Super Bowl, and I just won a Super Bowl. All right, so
that's what I said. He's not utilizing his leverage as he should.
Now, with that being said, I kind of agree with Richard Boo Layton. All right, Richard says, "Grow, we didn't need him back. We didn't need him back." So now I'm talking out both sides of my mouth here because I like Dougie P. I don't necessarily think Grow was the guy for the job. I'm glad that he is gone. But Doug has a lot to prove to me this year. And this is a good time for us to talk about that because we're starting the season on Sunday. So he has a lot to prove to me this year. We always talked about, and I'm probably the first one that brought it up, is that since Frank Reich has left the building, this offense hasn't been the same. Has not been the same since Frank Reich has left the building. That year that he was there, we won the Super Bowl. We had a very explosive offense, even minus some players, because it was next man up mentality during that year. So we lost some players. We lost some players throughout the year, and we're still able to put points on the board. And I attribute that to a lot to Frank Reich, and we have never been the same since then. And now Doug Pederson is having his offensive coordinators picked for him and things of that nature. Doug has got to show me a lot this year, man. He's got to show me. And I'm afraid that if he doesn't, if we have a 9-7 or 8-8 season, and for some reason don't make the playoffs, I think Doug's job is in jeopardy. That's what I think.
That's the question I was about to utter. If we go 8-8 and miss the playoffs by a game or two, is the head coach gone?
Yes, no. I think he will be gone.
No,
I think he will be gone.
We asked this question about last year and the year before that. He gets a 5-year buffer from a Super Bowl win.
No, he does not.
He don't get that much.
Not when they're firing his coaches and they're telling him no. I don't think they have that patience.
I think,
they hired all his offensive guys. They hired all of his offensive brain trust that's in the building now was hired by Howie, and I don't know if Laurie had anything to do with it, but they weren't. I don't know how much input he had with that. So they're picking up his coaches and stuff like that. I don't know. I think there's a lot on on Dougie P's shoulder this year. But in the same token, I think that the offense is going to be better this year. I do have a feeling that the offense is going to be better. And if it is, then this is a moot point. All right, so it's about the end of this quarter. And I'm going to touch briefly on the Zach Ertz statement he made today because, as you know, they were negotiating a contract extension with Zach Ertz. It did not bring about any type of deal. So they stopped talks. And today, Zach Ertz said that he feels like he's going to play this year. Let's say he says he's going to play this year as if it's his last year in Philadelphia. So Zach Ertz does not have he doesn't have a great feeling that the Eagles want him, and he felt insulted by their offer in the latest talks, and that offer I'm hearing was less than what they had talked about initially. So we have to talk about. You think Zach Ertz may be, at the end of the line with the Philadelphia Eagles? Now, thing. Now, let me put this out here. He is under contract for the next 2 years, so really he can't go anywhere. I mean, we still have him for the next 2 years, but it's not a good thing when you have a potential. He's probably going to be the reception leader of the in the history of the franchise this year. Just 69 receptions, and he's the all-time reception leader for this franchise. Very good player. And the market has been driven up by
good
Kelsey and Kittle's contracts over the offseason. And I'm sure Zach would probably give us a hometown discount, or he would probably be willing to compromise. But when you insult a player, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. What do you guys think about Zach Ertz and his situation with the Philadelphia Eagles?
Sure. I think you need to take care of this guy because he is the safety blanket for our quarterback. You got if the quarterback's comfortable, the offense runs well. And if you don't have somebody that can make the quarterback feel comfortable, if he's not in a position where he feels as though if the play breaks down, he has somebody that he can go to, and he knows that athlete's going to make a play for him. We moving forward, then you're jeopardizing the whole rhythm and the whole organization of that offense. And I think you got to take care of the guy that the quarterback takes care of. That's what I think.
All right, as I get into this, Zach Ertz was drafted out of Sanford in 2013. After 2.5 years, 3 years, they gave him an extension of about $45 million. He's still Zach Ertz.
They gave him an extension of what?
In 2016, they gave Zach Ertz, I'm looking right at it, $42.5 million extension.
$45 million
on top of his rookie deal. So he already got an extension onto his original deal. So he has 2 more years left on that extension, $42.5 million. It's a negotiation. It's all about leverage. It's all about what you can get for this play. He has 2 years to negotiate this. The market was set with George Kittle. The market was set with Travis Kelce. Zach Ertz will change the market next year. It will get done. I'm not worried about it. Zach Ertz is a Philadelphia Eagle for life.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to say he's not a Philadelphia Eagle for life, but I bet you he's not going to be the highest paid or anything like that. I disagree totally with that. And this was a good comment. Tony Barron, I have to put this on the screen. Negotiation is all about leverage. Ertz has no leverage while Goddard is in the locker room. His agent needs to calm down, let Howie do his magic with the cap and see where things stand in 12 months. I kind of agree with that. That's probably the biggest thing that's hurting Ertz, although he's an outstanding and dynamic pass catching tight end, done some incredible things for us, caught the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. You got to remember that. So he is that, but what's going against him is the fact that, like Tony Burns said, Goddard is in the building. Now, is Goddard Zach Ertz? We don't know, and we won't know until he's facing first, primary coverage. He's facing secondary coverage because he has Zach Ertz on.
No, he's facing third third coverage.
Third
So
He has
third coverage.
he has
So,
a linebacker. He has a weak side linebacker or a strong side linebacker on top of him. When Zach Ertz has a safety or a corner playing him. That's
right.
two different type of tight ends. Now, the thing that Dallas Goddard gives to you that Zach Ertz doesn't give to you, he's a better pass protector. He's a
All right.
better run blocker.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you guys off, but let's end this quarter because we had a game coming on tonight.
The end of the quarter.
All right, so you are watching Eagles talk now. Like I said, I promised that we would go into the second half and I would put all my bitching and moaning behind me. And now we're going to talk about the upcoming game against the Washington football team coming up on Sunday. And this
What are they
upcoming
called?
season, the Washington football team. And I'm very excited to get this season started. But realistically, we're going to talk about not only that game, but we're going to reevaluate what you think the team's regular season record is going to be now that we've had a full training camp and preseason ahead of us, and the injuries and everything has been are what they are at this moment right here. So we did our season predictions after the draft like we do annually. But now that the season is upon us, we're going to revisit that. We're not going to go game by game. We're just going to go by, do you think if your prediction is going to change or not? If it's the same as it is, then it's the same as it is. But mine changed a little bit, so I have to admit that. But we ended this quarter. Let's start this third quarter.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
All right, so you're watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. We like to talk about our favorite football team, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage. I am done because I'm tapped out, but I was doing the Patron, and these guys are doing the tequila, and they're going to continue to do
got a long way to go.
Yeah, we got a long way to go, buddy.
On this one.
So let me know what you guys are drinking out there. I mean, I got tequila, but I'm just done. All right, so anyway, everybody pour your drinks. Let's get this ready. Let's go into this third quarter. All right, down the hatch, 3, 2, 1. All right, let me just say that we will be at the Green Stinger in Smyrna, Delaware on Sunday to kick off the Eagles football season by appearing live and doing our pregame and postgame show live from there. So if you are in the area of Smyrna, Delaware, that's near Dover, Middletown, and the such, stop by, have a beer with us, have a shot with us as we do our pregame and we do what we do. And it's a lot different when we're in person and we have the crowd behind us and we like to interact. It's an interactive show, especially when we're live. So if you are in the area, please come to Green Stinger and enjoy the game with us. Now, this second half, like I promised, is all about the Eagles' upcoming season. Yeah. And I cannot wait because I want to see a duplication of the 2017 season in which we ended that season with a Super Bowl ring. I mean, hosting the Lombardi Trophy. So I want to do that. Yeah, and that's the banner right there.
Off the building.
I ain't taking off the building. What you talking about? I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm sorry. I've been drinking. I was drinking.
What are you talking about?
All right. So did I start the quarter? Oh yeah, I did.
Yes.
All right. So here we go, man. We faced the Washington football team. First of all, and you guys let me know out there in the chat room. Has your view or prediction of the team and what they're going to do this year, has it changed after a full training camp, after experiencing or seeing some of the injuries that have gone on? We lost Andre Dillard for the season. We got a couple people nicked up and the such. The offensive line is a little bit in flux here because Jason Peters is moving from guard. I mean, he's been so gracious as to move from right guard to left tackle. I am so happy, and he's so unselfish to do that. Oh, man. He's so unselfish. Just he sacrificed.
He's being
for he sacrificed for the team and went over to left guard.
Oh man,
I'm so happy we have this guy. So.
You roasting them up, man.
I'm just saying that. I mean, I'm thankful to him. I mean, what else should I do? I mean, this is what he did. Only thing I could do is be thankful. I think that's how Doug is. Doug said, "Yo, He came in today. I was so happy. He said he was going to play left guard. Thank you. So I'm happy also. But with all that has transpired in the preseason, we lost Will Parks, who was going to be a major part of our nickel package. We lost him. We lost Marquise Goodwin opted out of the season. So we have some changes. We have some injuries now. I think I had him at 13-3 or something like that. And I'm going to change my prediction. I don't have him at 13-3 anymore. I looked at the schedule all over again. I looked at what we are doing. I mean, where we are now as far as injuries and lack of offensive line depth and all that. And I'm changing my prediction to now 11-5. And that's still optimistic because most of the experts are picking us at like 10-6 and 9-7. Yeah. So I'm still a little more optimistic than they are, but I'm not as optimistic as I was after the draft. I really had to say like 13-3, and I might have been drunk because that we have a tough schedule. We have 2 3 great game stretches in this season that are brutal, and in one of them I got us losing 3 in a row. Now after I reevaluated, so I have us at 11-5. What do you guys have us at now? I see some people out there saying 11-5.
You know what? 11-5. I do have us around that area. It all depends on health.
Give me a number.
So 11-5 is my number right now. That definitely could change because as of today, we found out that Jalen Regner was a full participant in practice. So he might play.
Yeah,
so
he's questionable.
The health about our players is a big factor on how we're going to do in this season. 13-3 is a possibility if we stay healthy. 12-4, maybe. 11-5, definitely. I mean, 10-6 is more to be more realistic. 10-6 is more realistic. But I have to go with you, Dante. I really do.
My grandfather says, "Dance with the girl that you brought to the dance." And I'm saying I'm sticking with my number 13-3.
All right, I got Dom. Let me go to some comments out there. Dom Lewis, bro, Eagles are going 8-8. I love the Eagles, but they lost more than they gained this offseason. They're younger, they can't stay healthy.
8-8.
That's hard to. Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
You got of the barrel team. You're not making the playoffs.
If you look at pull up the schedule. Somebody pull up the schedule. I don't want to go game by game, but we got a couple stretches. We don't play pushovers. We got a couple.
We don't.
We got some real tough games.
We played Saquon Barkley and 53 guys from
that's New York. We played them 2 times.
52 guys.
We played
guys from the local gas station.
We play Seattle. We play the Saints. We play
the Aints.
Come on.
Not the Aints.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
No, we ain't doing that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we can go off and get crazy and all that stuff, but the Aints are a top 5 predicted team in the league right now. We're not in the top 5. Believe that.
Yeah, we definitely not.
Them guys can't hold it together, man. They can't hold it together over there.
They can't, but they going farther than us than the previous 2 years. They even beat us in one of the games.
Yeah, and where they was at, they was sitting right next to us in the stands. They had to buy tickets to watch the Super Bowl just like we did. I'm not worried about them guys.
All right.
I'm not worried about
all right, so some people saying 12-4. Somebody said 12-4. Julian Jones said 4-6. Although that does not equal up to 16 games. They don't even add up to 16 games. All right, Carlos said moonshine.
Yeah. He's drinking that water from South Carolina.
Dante, that's our cousin, Julian.
That's Julian.
I know. All right, we're going to have to cut out the alcohol. Some things are supposed to stay behind.
Oh my God!
So Carlos says 15-1. Speaking into existence. Let's take a moment. I know that's right. Pray we can get healthy and stay healthy.
I know that's
right. That's what it's going to take. Bill Crow says 10-6 looks realistic. Yeah. Isaac Ware says 11-5 injuries, 9-7. Unfortunately, for some reason, after the guy that we don't like to mention around here too much, but after Chip Kelly left, we have been like one of the most injured teams out there. I don't know what it is, but we probably need to employ a lot of the methods or
We
the
have it.
technologies
We
that
know
this
it.
guy
Curse. The curse.
brought into the building, man, because when he was here, although we ran a very upbeat offense, we were a relatively healthy team.
Yeah, we never got injured.
No. So Pedro is like you guys, drunk. 13-3. We got this. Fly, Eagles, fly.
13-3.
So
Fly, Eagles, fly. Fly.
I like that under the radar for once. Yeah. Andre Hunt says 10-6. Richard Booth says the water is good in South Carolina.
I know that's right.
Richard, we're talking about a certain type of water.
Hey, Richard, man, we had our family reunion show.
Yeah. We got replay that one time, the family reunion show. We got replay.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a good time.
All right, so people are I don't know what their initial prediction was, but mine was 13-3. I backed it off to 11-5. Shell is still sticking at 13-3. And Pat, what did you say?
He said 10-6.
No. I said with injuries.
Give me a number.
10-6.
Give me a number.
Without
Stick to
injuries, we can go 11-5. We have
He
the
said
opportunity.
11-5.
We have the opportunity to go 11-5.
11-5. All right. So with that being said, our first opponent this year is going to be the Washington football team.
Mm-hmm.
And I am predicting a win. I predicted a win in the first time, and even when I reevaluate, I still predict a win. But I don't know if it's going to be as easy as we thought it would be when we picked it initially, because some things have transpired. Number one, we have an offensive line that is in flux.
Yes.
So Jason Peters is going back to the left tackle. I know he's played there his whole career, but he's been playing all training camp at right guard. So it's going to be a little adjustment because he's been working on getting that right guard position and tendencies and all that down. And now he has to go back and pick up. Now, it should be second nature to him because that's all he's played all his life. But there's going to be a little adjustment. Secondly, we're going to have to plug somebody in at the right guard spot. Matt Pryor is the most likely candidate that's going to be at the right guard spot. He played there. He did pretty good last year when he filled in for Brad Brooks when he went out. So I'm kind of encouraged about that. But in this short window of having to get it together, there has to be an adjustment period that you have to take in consideration. Then on top of that, with them being in flux, the Washington Redskins are not a very good football team, top to bottom, but one of their strongest points are their defensive line. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
we have an offensive line that's in flux, and they have the strength of their defense is the defensive line. So that's going to be something that you got to pay attention to. So with that being said, I think it's going to be a tough go at it, but I still think we can get it done. What do you guys think about that? Well, first, let me end the third quarter because the game is about to start. We got one more quarter, and the Kansas City Chiefs are about to start playing. So the NFL football season is about to be on. So let's end this quarter and start the fourth quarter right quick.
And that's the end of the quarter.
I love this sound machine right here. I got
all right. So that's the quarter. You are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And we like to talk about our favorite football team. We like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage. I was drinking the Patron. I am sitting out the second half. My co-hosts are drinking 1800 tequila. Let me know what you're drinking out there. And we're going to pour our drinks right now. Join us as we do so.
All right.
All right. So everybody down the hatch. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're talking about the upcoming game against the Washington football team. We're not going to give you too much because we got to do a pregame show on Sunday. But what do you guys think about this team heading into the first game of the season? Are we in good position? Or
the best two players on that team is one their quarterback and two Chase Young, the number one.
You gotta be crazy.
The number one defensive player took it in the draft.
You've been drinking too much.
Can I finish? He was number 2 in the rotation, and he wound up taking the starting spot from a guy on the Redskins who made the Pro Bowl the last 2 years in a row. What?
Flag on the play. You got a flag?
on the play.
He said Dwayne Haskins was their second best player. You gotta realize you've got Terry McLaurin. He burned us for 2 touchdowns last year
Can I finish? I'm
with the other quarterback.
all right. Anyway, I say as long as we run away from Chase, we don't run to Chase. I think offense will be fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna chime into this
All right,
because
chime.
you know, being as though I'm a Pitt State guy, we saw our
Yeah.
fair share
See
of
that national championship ring? Somebody gave that to me.
Flag.
Flag on the play. All right, go ahead.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie to you. Chase Young is a monster. Just like the predecessors, Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, they Ohio State has given out have some dynamic defensive ends. But one thing about the defensive ends that come out of Ohio State is that yes, they flash, they have great rookie years, but one thing you can do against them in the NFL, you can control them. You can run against them. All right, so let me finish.
Go ahead,
all right,
finish.
Go ahead, flag
all
on you
right, go
again.
ahead, finish, man. I'm
All right,
listening, man.
Chase Young, yes, he's going to be a wreck. But you got to realize something. They do have Ryan Kerrigan. They do have Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, Mike Ioannidis from Temple. So they do have a very good defensive line. But just because they have a very good defensive line doesn't mean that we can control them. Besides their defensive line, Kendall Fuller, their best corner right now at this particular time, he has a hamstring injury. So he's been limited in practice. You know what that means? You give Carson Wentz, you give the Bronco a couple seconds to get the ball out of his hands. We can do magical things downfield. We have athletes on this side of the team. We have Deshaun Jackson is healthy. He's going to be one of the best receivers of this year. We got Zach Ertz who's going to be playing out his mind because you know what? He's going to say you should have paid me. Dallas Goedert is a monster. We have enough weapons to go against this Washington football team and beat them by double digits. And make Chase Young look like, oh yeah, he is a rookie. You still got don't take what you did in college and translate it right to the NFL. It takes some time.
I know.
You remember when we played the Chargers in 2017, they had Joey Bosa, then they had Ingram. They were the best defensive ends in football at that particular time. Joey Bosa didn't get close to the quarterback that game. All right.
Well, this I know that this year though we got Lane Johnson, who's still not cleared to go. I mean, he's not a go. We don't know if he's going to start on Sunday or not. He's still out. We have Matt Pryor coming in, who's not been practicing with the number ones as right guard, but he has to do that now. And Jason Peters has moved over to the left side. So like I said, our offensive line is in flux. But I'll tell you what I am encouraged about coming out of training camp. And take it with a grain of salt, if you will. But I am encouraged to hear that the reports coming out of training camp is that our young wide receivers, the added speed that we got is showing and paying dividends in training camp. Now, I know that doesn't mean anything because things change once the lights are turned on and all that. But I am encouraged to hear that we have our young wide receivers are showing some promise there. And it starts somewhere. I always say no one's an all-star until they're all-star. Nobody's, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's anybody until they're somebody. I mean, so meaning Jerry Rice was not Jerry Rice his first game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was a matter of him consistently doing that and making a name for himself. So everybody has to start somewhere. So I'm encouraged to hear about the wide receivers coming out. And I love the guy before I even seen him in training camp, but I heard a lot of great things about him in training camp, and that's John Hightower. So just keep your eye out for that. Another thing, I have to dial it back a little bit because I have to eat a little crow actually, because my bold prediction
me too.
Went way south. You know what I'm saying? So
me too.
way south after the draft. My bold prediction for the season was that Sidney Jones would be the most improved player on the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, if you
Oh, that was
guys,
our
unless
show.
you've
We
been
got our
living,
draft. I remember that.
unless you living under a rock, you know that Sidney Jones has been cut by the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's going to be very, very impossible. You know, it's going to be impossible for that to happen. He's now on the practice squad of who's on the practice squad?
Panthers or the Jaguars?
The Jaguar. If he's on the practice squad with the Jaguars, that's horrible. I mean,
I gotta tell you about this kid. We picked up from the Detroit Lions, Jason Huntley. We didn't have an opportunity to talk about him last week because I was getting married. But he is dynamic. He is fast. From New Mexico State, he's going to be our kick returner. And you're going to see some speed from this guy, kid.
You know, I like speed.
Sidney Jones, like the thing about me and Dante had him as our breakout guy because I know Dante had him as his breakout guy. I had him as a breakout guy.
I did not have him as a breakout guy.
But he can't stay healthy. When you can't stay healthy, what's the phrase?
You can't make the club in the tub. See how y'all use my
Rasul
sayings?
Douglas, and I say this about Rasul. Rasul got to understand something. In this league, he's not a corner. He's a safety.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Malcolm Jenkins type, Jalen Mills type safety. He's a guy that can come up and cover your tight end because of the height. But he got to realize that. He doesn't realize that. He doesn't say, Coach, I could play safety. Put me at safety. He wants to specifically be a corner in this league, and he doesn't have the speed to be a corner in this league. And that's going to hinder him for the rest of his career unless a coach pulls him to the side and say, son, you just don't have the burners. We got to move you back there. All right.
Well, look, another thing that I'm very encouraged about is the fact that that Doug Pederson or whoever is making those personnel decisions had the cojones to cut Rasul Douglas and a Sidney Jones and not let politics get in the way, because these guys were, I mean, Sidney Jones was second round pick. Rasul Douglas was a third, or was he a third round pick? He was a third round pick.
Third.
And they cut them guys, and they gave roster spots to people, to Craig James, who was undrafted, right? James was
special team ace.
Yeah. Right. Kevon LeBlanc.
They cut him and brought him back the next day.
They cut him and brought him back the next day.
It was Price.
Yeah, it was.
They balled out again.
They balled out. So I commend this coaching staff for doing that, because that takes kahunas.
But you know what? I want to say this right now before you end this. Howie, I have no more confidence in this guy.
And Howie?
I have no more confidence in Howie Roseman.
Well, I don't know, because Howie was part of that decision-making process. Don't get me wrong. I got a long list to complain about with Howie, but I'm gonna give him kudos for, because he put his pride aside and said, look, although they were my picks and I drafted those guys, these guys are balling out.
I was mad. If you go back to the tape, I was mad on draft day. We drafted that guy, Sidney Jones. He was injured. Like, that was a waste for me.
It was a gamble. It was a gamble.
It was a gamble that didn't pay off.
I'm a gambling dude. I wouldn't have rolled the dice on that.
Prior to him getting he was the top
injury, cornerback.
He was better. Cornerback. Coming out, he had better stats. He was better prospect than Marshawn Lattimore.
Right.
I would have took Lattimore.
Although Lattimore turned out to be a way better player than him. Yeah, he was projected, to be better than him. So I kind of see where he was going with that. But like I said, I commend him for swallowing his pride and saying, look, these guys didn't work out. We're going to get rid of them, and we're going to keep the best players from camp. We're going to keep the best players from camp. And he did that. So kudos to that. Game about to start in the shell. Nicole says, whose man is this? I think
some dude.
All right, the game is about to start, man. We appreciate you guys spending the time with us and watching Eagles talk. The football season is starting. It's kicking off right now. Go watch the game, enjoy the game, and then come back on Sunday and enjoy pregame Eagles talk with us before the game. Don't watch ESPN. Don't watch CBS. Don't watch Fox. Don't watch any of those guys. Come back, have a shot, have a beer with us. If you're in the Smyrna, Delaware area, come out and join us at the Green Stinger in Smyrna, Delaware, and feel the excitement. I know we're in the middle of a pandemic, so there's going to be social distancing, but the beauty of being at the Green Stinger is they have an outdoor seating and stuff like that. So it's going to be, you're going to be able to spread out. You're going to be able to spread out.
Just throw me the beer. I'll catch it. Just throw me. I'll catch
You
it.
don't have hands.
It's going to be spread out. It's
You
going to
have
be
bricks on
safe.
it and then your wrist.
And above all, you'll be able to enjoy the game with a multitude of Eagles fans and us as we do our pregame in only the unique way that we can do our pregame. So come on out and join Eagles Talk down at the Green Stinger, Smyrna, Delaware, on Sunday at 12 noon. Right now, go enjoy the game. I got money on Kansas City, so I'm rooting for Kansas City. So go enjoy the game, man, and we'll see you guys on Sunday. We're out of here. Peace. Give us our theme.
We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback whack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him, 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 hit him. Listen. It's Eagles talk high, it's talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly.